So we just visited the new set that you guys have, the sushi set, the sushi shop. What's it like sort of switching it up a little bit for you guys to be?
It's cool to have a new set. It's cool to have a new set. We've kind of, the Asphalt Cafe we haven't shot in ages.
Right.
So to have a new set is kind of really nice. Yeah, it's, and also, I mean, I don't know. I like the thing I like with the show is that it's constantly in evolution. It's constantly evolving, and to have like a new set is kind of like really, it's exciting because you're like, it's a new place. And what other new places are gonna happen? Like we have my RV in like a couple episodes and stuff like that. So it's like, it's cool that like you can visit different places of the world of Victoria. So like the framework of that, and like just explore different avenues.
Right.
That's the cool thing about TV. I mean, that's the thing I've liked the most about being on TV.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about, this is kind of old news, but let's talk about your Europe trip that you took this summer.
Yeah, that was loads of fun. I went to, I took like a 2-month backpacking trip. It started with this ridiculous party. I went to this prince's party in London. It's not one of the princes of the UK. He's the Prince of Brunei.
Okay.
So I went to his party. So that was a big shindig.
Wow.
That was ridiculous and very weird and extremely flattering that I was invited. And incredibly weird. But he's the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah.
Prince Azim is a sweet man. So then we went from there. I went to London properly. Because we were outside of London. I went to London properly for like 2 weeks. Saw some of my family, kind of like hung out. I have loads of family in the UK. London, I'm trying to remember this. London, Barcelona. When I was in Barcelona, I decided that I was gonna like basically become a stowaway on the Nickelodeon cruise. Because it was a Nickelodeon cruise with all like Leon and Danielle Monet were in this Nickelodeon cruise.
Right.
That like was going from Barcelona up to Rome and then back to Barcelona. Well, I'm like, I want to go to Rome, and I'm backpacking, and I don't, want to fly.
Yeah.
This would be a cool way to go. So we took I was on the cruise ship from Barcelona to Rome. And got off at Rome, and then they continued on their trek back. So I kind of stowed away, and then they were like, I think it was Leon who called me. They're like, "What? Where'd you go, man?" I'm like, "Yeah, I left at Rome. I just got off the boat, left." So I got off at Rome, and I traveled around there for a little bit. I stayed with a friend of mine, a director friend of mine, and then I went from Rome to Berlin, which I'd never been to. I had no friends in Berlin, so I just kind of winged it in Berlin. And then from Berlin, I went to Paris. I spent some time in Paris, and then I went south, and then I went back to Barcelona.
Wow.
Within 2 months. Yeah, like a month and a half.
Which was your favorite city? I mean, they have so much different things to offer.
I've been to Paris a slew of times. Like, I've been to Paris a bunch of times. Paris is fun. But I'd never been to Berlin before, and I really, really, really liked Berlin. Berlin was crazy. It was a great time. And also all the history there, and I'm a huge history nut, especially of that time period. A lot of the history there is, of course, World War II influenced incredibly, right? So like a lot of the museums there are all World War II. So I mean, and that's a huge, fascinating, thing to go see the museums and stuff like that. It's very cool. It's very cool.
All right, well, let's talk a little bit about the fashion in Europe, because it's totally different than here. Was there anything that you saw that you were like, that's a really cool look, or?
Well, what was great for me, because I'm from Canada, right? I'm from Vancouver, and Vancouver has a very, 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 very unique style. It's much more like along the lines of London. Like it's more like English. It's not so European like say Milan or Barcelona or Rome or Paris, but it's definitely kind of a fashiony kind of place. So to go there was kind of like being like at home, and all the people who dress at home. It's very, very cool. But in Barcelona, I met up with a fashion, my fashion agent in Barcelona, and his style in Barcelona is insane. It's so cool. And you know, it's kind of one of the fashion capitals of the world. So it was definitely cool to see. And their high streets, like the Melroses and stuff like that. Their high streets are so cool. They have so many cool shops and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed myself. It was very fun.
Was there anybody who you sort of met randomly that sort of sticks in your head as like, you know, you run into strangers and strike up a conversation with them?
I met these 3 Americans in Berlin. Like the first night I went out, I met these 3 Americans, and I was like, "Oh, this is great," because I'm Canadian and you're American. Not that everyone speaks English in Germany, like not everyone, but like a lot of people have a good grasp of English, which is very sad because I mean I don't know how many Americans or Canadians know anything about or English, know anything about you know, Germany or German. But so I met these Americans. It was like, you know, we kind of hung out for 3 days. Like, I was there by myself, so it was like nice to make like buddy friends and like hang out with them. And they're all like from, you know, like some of them go to Penn State and Miami, and like, you know, it's nice just to hang out with some people vacationing, you know.
Yeah.
So it was good. It was loads of fun. They're good guys.
Still
hang out with them. I still like pen pals.
Yeah, it's kind of cool when that happens.
Yeah, I think that's the thing about like the Europe trip, and that's why I always kind of suggest that to people who are getting out of high school. It's like, go out there and see stuff, because I mean, like, you don't know, like, even if you don't have like enough money at the time, make it work for your budget, like, because you have to see that kind of stuff, you know. It's like, I don't know, I think it informs the person you are, like, very heavily. Like, it makes, you know, it makes you like a different person.
Yeah, it makes your world a little bigger.
Exactly. You don't feel like you're living in this kind of isolated like place.
Yeah.